Welcome to the Nevis newscast for Friday, November 25th, 2022. I am Fredicia Liebert. The Department of Education is seeking to mitigate the scourge of drug abuse amongst minors by partnering with the St. Kitts and Nevis National Council on Drug Abuse Prevention. On November 18th, the Department of Education launched a drug abuse prevention program dubbed Living Amongst the Influence, which seeks to educate school counselors on various strategies that could play a crucial role in the battle against drug abuse. Principal Education Officer Zanella Claxton said the Department of Education is pleased to partner with the National Council on Drug Abuse Prevention, especially considering the threat drug use poses to the island's primary school students.
Drug abuse is a reality. Use and abuse is a reality for us on the island and in the Federation. It's not something that we want to become the norm, and so it's important for us to act and to be proactive so that we can protect our children and ensure that they are able to live healthy lives, that they are informed, that they are aware of the effects, and that we as leaders and of course as counselors who provide the psychosocial support, we want to make sure that we know what we're looking for and what we can do to help as well. So we want to welcome the team from the National Council on Drug Abuse Prevention, and we look forward to a very fruitful session, a very fruitful discussion this morning.
Director of the National Council on Drug Abuse Prevention, Karimu Byron Keynes, provided an overview on the drug situation amongst the island's youth and expressed hope that the program would prove beneficial to the primary schools.
A very large percentage of our children begin experimenting with substances as early as 9 years of age. Between 9 and 11 is the first use of substances, whether it's experimental, but we have our children experimenting with different substances as early as primary school. So over the years, the National Drug Council has been happy to support with psychosocial educational programs to address our concerns with substances through training. And so we have come together with the support of the National Counseling Center, Mrs. Michelle Delacadre Blake, former youth counseling psychologist, Ms. Zanella Claxton, and our team to develop this program. And so we are here to introduce it to you in hopes that it will be implemented throughout the primary schools in Nevis.
The program, which consists of 11 educational sessions, is expected to be implemented in primary schools in Nevis in January 2023. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has been elected by Commonwealth law ministers to represent the Caribbean and the Americas on the Commonwealth Law Ministers Action Group. According to Attorney General the Honorable Garth Wilkin, this election allows St. Kitts and Nevis to have a loud international voice in reviewing progress and advising the Commonwealth Secretariat on key rule of law and equal access to justice strategies throughout the Commonwealth's 56 member countries. St. Kitts and Nevis is now at the table in promoting member countries' realization of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 16 targets. The Federation shares this honor with 8 other nations: Jamaica, Tanzania, Namibia, Samoa, Malaysia, Malta, Samoa, and Mauritius. Attorney General Wilkin says it is important for the government of St. Kitts and Nevis to take up space in the international arena and uphold the rule of law whilst it navigates the advancement of our proud nation in this globalized world. Patrice Nisbet II represented the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association CPA Nevis Island branch at the 11th Commonwealth Youth Parliament in Trinidad and Tobago from November 20th to 24th. He made his contribution as a government member to the Remote Workplace Bill 2022 during the third mock sitting on Wednesday, November 23rd.
I believe we are engaged in a debate on a seminal piece of legislation, and so I rise to give my support to this bill, cognizant that we do so just 3 years short since we were all forced into a jurisdiction that did not have the proper legislative framework to protect the rights of remote workers. Given that our labor laws do not specifically address the gap in the legislation. What we are implementing today in the Republic of Kyrie and Choconia is truly innovative and for the most part unprecedented, especially where the Caribbean community is concerned. Our public was not spared the ravages of COVID-19, just like other countries globally, and we too had to witness the implementation of remote work through a system of chaos, simply because we did not have the universal guidelines on how remote working should work. Although some may agree that work still went on by some stroke of luck and government functions and industry continued for all our benefit. However, this bill intends to bring some order to this entropic phenomenon. I genuinely believe so. Madam Speaker, when the bill is read and taken in its entirety, I see no major issues with it that would warrant me not voting in favor of the bill at the end of today's proceedings. Anecdotally, I am sure we are all aware that citizens do not need to leave their homes for work to go on, and they definitely need not to leave their homes for productivity to be maintained.
The bill provides for the establishment of remote workplaces and a 4-day work week for employees and related matters.
This bill before the House today, Madam Speaker, seeks to give us guidelines set out in law for a few things. 1, the mechanics behind remote working. 2, the rights and responsibilities of workers seeking to work remotely. 3, the rights and responsibilities of employers who have remote workers or who are intending to have remote workers. 4, the establishment of a tribunal through the Industrial Rights Commission for dealing with conflicts arising from the rights and responsibilities of these workers and the employee where remote work is concerned. And finally, the establishment of a 4-day work week and the attendant checks and balances as are similar to those outlined for remote working. The transition to remote working, or the 4-day work week for that matter, will not be smooth for every stakeholder. And it is my belief that this tribunal will play a key role in facilitating the process. It is not often we see legislation being passed where all stakeholders are considered and give it an equitable remedy and treatment, which is why I believe that this bill deserves the support of every honorable member in this honorable House. May it please you, Madam Speaker.
The Nevis Island Administration's Ministry of Human Resources encourages persons who are interested in health sciences to apply for either the University of Medicine and Health Sciences or the Windsor University of Medicine Scholarship Opportunity. These scholarships are awarded to 4 persons at any given time. Interested persons are asked to apply and be accepted to the University of Medicine and Health Sciences or the Windsor University of Medicine. Upon university acceptance, persons are to then apply to the Ministry of Human Resources. Applications will be forwarded to the St. Kitts Human Resources Office for onward processing. To be considered, applicants must submit a cover letter addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Human Resources, Nevis Island Administration, Social Security Building, Pinisa State, Nevis, a university acceptance letter along with 1 additional copy, an original birth certificate along with 1 additional certified copy, and original high school and or college transcripts along with 1 additional certified copy. There is no deadline for receiving applications. However, it is important that upon receiving a university acceptance letter, scholarship applications are delivered promptly. To apply to the University of Medicine and Health Sciences and or the Windsor University of Medicine, visit the links on your screen. For additional guidance on scholarship application procedures, contact the NIA's Ministry of Human Resources at 469-5521, extension 5163, 5164, or 5166. The Nevis Health Promotion Unit will host an adult games night at Five Trees Bar and Lounge on Friday, December 2nd, 2022, beginning at 8 p.m. Education and Prevention Officer at the Nevis Health Promotion Unit, Teresia Herbert, gave some details about the event.
Musical entertainment will be provided by DJ Smudge, so there'll be music, fun, games, and of course education and information about HIV and AIDS. We look forward to seeing you there.
The Adult Games Night is part of the activities for World AIDS Day 2022, which is annually observed on December 1st. This year's theme is Putting Ourselves to the Test, Achieving Equity to End HIV. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.